Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Planescape Torment. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today as we talk to Darren over here, who is the slave, sort of, yeah, they're slaves. They're slaves. They're slaves, yeah. We talked to him about things, and can you tell me about this ward? He gestures grandly about. This, sir, is the lower ward, home to the common people and little else of interest. The only items worth mentioning would be the foundry, the open air market, and the siege tower. Yeah, we have been to the open air market. Yeah, he just tells me about that. What about the foundry? He opens his arms and looks towards the sky. The workshop of all creation, where steel in a person's soul is shaped into works of art, and creation itself can be changed within its walls. He returns his gaze to you. So say the godsmen. The godsmen. He smiles. A noble faction. All can become gods if they simply learn enough during their lifetimes. That they grow, develop, and become better spirits. Can you think of a nobler faction? Don't really have an answer for that. What about the siege tower? A true mystery, even to me. It simply appeared one day. None can gain entry, and nothing has ever left it. Okay. Okay, I had some other questions. So, can you tell me about Sigil? He laughs and spreads his arms as if to take it in the entire city. The glorious city of gold, city from which all doors leave. He smiles and wags his eyebrows. And all doors lead to. You cannot be told about Sigil. You must experience her. Yeah, thank you. Farewell. So yeah, these guys are slaves because, look at that. They're slaves. They're called slaves. They are effectively slaves. And also, don't worry about these dead bodies over here. It wasn't me. Well, it was, but it was mostly Dakon. Because Dakon is Dakon. That's mostly it. Let's have a chat with Trist over here and see what she has to say. You see a young woman who is trying to get your attention. She is wearing shoddy clothes, but her demeanor is one of elegance, like that of the people who surround her. Upon closer inspection, you notice that her skin is clean and smooth, lacking the yellow tint of the inhabitants of this ward. She notices your approach and smiles at you. Greetings. I thank the powers that you noticed me. I am in need of the services of a mercenary. She pauses and examines you more carefully. If appearances are any indication, you would seem to be such an individual. Well, what exactly is it you want of me? She nods to you. The heart of the matter is that I am to be sold into slavery for a crime I did not commit. I am in need of a champion, someone who will help me prove my innocence and free me from this fight. And she pauses and looks at you expectantly. Tell me exactly what's going on. She thinks for a moment. This is long in the telling, Cutter. Please bear with me. Go on. She sighs as she begins her tale. My husband died Oh, I think I know who she is. My husband died recently and left me his business. I'm not business-oriented, so I decided to sell. Not long afterward, I was contacted by a lender saying a loan on the business had been paid. She pauses to gather her thoughts. Go on. I examined all the documents my husband kept and found that there had indeed been a loan taken, but it had just recently been paid in full. I explained this to the lender, and a few days later, he asked for a copy of the document. It was nowhere to be found. She looks concerned and pauses to think. Go on. Well, when I could not prove that the loan was paid, the lender took me before the court. My monies were taken and applied to the balance owed. Since it did not pay off the loan, I am to be sold on the block to try and recover the remaining amount due. And she gives you a forlorn look. I don't understand why sell you into slavery. She shrugs. It serves many purposes. First, it keeps the prisons relatively clear of all but the vilest criminals. Second, the sale of the convicted is used to pay for any damages, costs, or fees involved in the case. Finally, the convicted will serve a sentence from which they are eventually released, supposedly as better citizens. Yeah, this is all fascinating, but I don't see how I can help you. I need someone to find the missing document, the one that proves the loan was paid, or if you could purchase my contract, I could pay you back. She gives you a pleading look. I can't spend the next 5 years of my life in this ward, Cutter. It will kill me. Surely you've noticed the illness shared by all who live here. Yeah, the yellow skin and the coughing. She nods her head. Yes, Cutter. Please, can you find it in your heart to help me? And she looks at you nervously. Please? She has been found guilty in the court of law. Not necessarily. The court of law didn't determine that she had the court of law found her guilty for lack of proof. They didn't determine that she had the proof and lost it. They didn't investigate that. as far as I'm led to believe anyway. So this line over here, while I can understand that it's mostly a cop-out, it's just, it's nothing I don't want. So yeah, I'll help you. I have some questions though.
Updated my journal.
She nods her head eagerly. Ask anything, Cutter. Okay, what's the lender's name? I know his name well, Cutter. After all I have been through, I will not likely forget it. And she gets a faraway look and then shudders for a moment. Byron Pickett. Yeah, we still need to talk to this guy. Byron Pickett is his name. And she pauses for a moment. And his associate may be someone named Lenny. Who is this Lenny? She thinks for a moment. There was a small, feral-looking man who came to court a few times. He would sit behind Pickett and whisper to him occasionally. And she pauses and looks lost in thought. I remember him because he always seemed to be uncomfortable in his clothes. He would pick at them and as if they were new, as if he were not used to wearing them. She pauses again. On one such occasion, Pickett told him to sit still and stop fidgeting. He called him Lenny. Where can I find him, this Lenny? She thinks for a moment and then shrugs. I'm not sure, actually. My husband told me that some ruffians could be found southeast of the market, near the siege tower, I believe. And what about Byron? She thinks for a moment. I think he can be found in or around the open-air market. Forgive me, but I am not certain. Okay, so, who do I talk to about your contract? That would be Darren, the auctioneer. He's usually over there, on the block. She points to the front of the platform. Okay, I'm not gonna pay him that for right now. Let's do this some other way. Could you have misplaced the loan document? She shakes her head. No, Cutter. I am a very meticulous person. I kept the document in a lockbox in my husband's study. Excuse the hiccup. It never left that room. Okay. Well, it did. Evidently, it left the room, but yeah, sure. Do you think the loan document could have been stolen? She shrugs. I don't know. Why would anyone steal that, yet leave other valuables be? It makes little sense to me. Well, because you're not thinking it through. If they're... So if... I'm thinking it through right now. Now, basically, the thing is, if they stole the document, there's no proof for its existence. And actually, the whole point is that the courts don't believe that it ever existed. So they could get the rest of the stuff legally rather than acquiring it illegally, which would, have other repercussions. So it seems pretty obvious to me, actually. But maybe the lender stole the document so that you'd have to pay for the loan twice. And she looks at you in shock. That is a terrible thought. And she hesitates and then begins to tap her chin with a finger as she thinks. But also a most ingenious one, Cutter. This Byron Pickett does strike me as a knight of the post. A what? She gives you a quizzical look. A thief or a cheat, Cutter. Such are called knights of the post or of the cross trade. Oh, okay, whatever. So, have you explained any of these to these... Oh, no, she wouldn't, because she's not smart enough to realize. Oh, boy. Yeah, have you explained any of these to these courts you spoke of? She nods her head. Oh, yes, Cutter, I've explained my situation to many. You are the first to be willing to help me. And she smiles warmly. Okay, I must be going now. Okay, so let's go and talk. So I don't know where Lenny is. I don't think we have ever met him. Do I have access to a list of characters? I thought there was a list of characters, actually. PC and NPC. Okay, so yeah, we can... did we? Oh, we didn't come over here. Did we? This is a thing that I found online. Anna is a tiefling, a brash girl on the brink of womanhood. She seems to be pretty far beyond the brink. Dakon is a Githzerai. And Igna's over here. Oh, can he join me? Interesting. She's a Burning Man. Oh, I wouldn't want him to. And Morty over here is a Talking Skull. Is somewhere curious as to how he's able to float around. Then NPCs. This is what I was looking for. Oh, we have pictures for everything. Holy crap, I'm glad I looked at it. Okay, Byron is that's Byron. I need to talk to him. Let me save the game there, and let's go over here into NPCs, and let's see Asimar. Oh, that's the lady. Yeah, that's obviously that's the lady that was over there. Obviously the same dress. Right there. Asimar, Tiefling's opposite number. Tiefling's opposite number are the children of... No, wait a minute. That's the same... Yeah, that's her model, but that's just a thing. Are the children of the Celestials, the inhabitants of the upper planes. And we have a Casty over here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And Barrior. Yeah, these are the Barrior. Black Abishai. Yeah. A Collector. These are the Dustmen? Money from the Dustmen. No, these are the collectors. A Cranium Rat right there. Oh, he does have a little bit of a thing. a female crusty town, or cursed townie, I should say, crusty town. Dabba's over here. These are the floating dudes with a hammer. Dionara, right there. A doll. Oh, no, this is doll, not a doll. This is the guy that I was writing in this book. A female dustman and a male dustman. Eb Crickney's right there. A Fell. Or, no, that's his name, right? Fell is a fallen... No, it's not. A fallen Dabba's former... No, wait a minute. He's... Yeah, is this the tattoo guy. Ghoul female. Ghoul male. Giant skeleton. Githzerai. Oh, that... Githzerai? Huh. Is that like Dagon? Let's look and see if it is like Dagon. There's some similarities, I would say. Some, yeah. A Gosman, we haven't met these guys yet. And a guard, a harlot, and Harmonian, huge thug, Lady of Pain. Oh, that... Oh! Well, I guess we know where that comes from, don't we? She's not really... I mean, she's not very shaded by the blades, but that's her. That's her. Lesser Vargwil. Oh, these are the terrible things. Oh, man, these are just flying heads. Man. A Limlim! Look at them! Yeah. Lothar, that's the guy with the, that liked the skulls. Mantuwalk, that's the were-rat thing. A Merchant, Mercy Killer. These are the guys that we met. A Midwife. Midwife, Insigil Midwives, yeah. And Farod over here. Hey, Farod, how's it going? Skeleton. Skeleton Priest over here. Small Thug. Small Thug, huh? Thokola. These are the guys that we just talked. A Tiefling female and a Tiefling male. She doesn't have horns, he does. A townsperson female and a townsperson male. You guys can go ahead and read the descriptions. I'm just going through the things. Trokobotak. Oh, yeah, these are the sort of crocodilian creatures. That's one. Over here we have an upper class townie female. Man, she's skimpily dressed. And not the man, though. Werant, a wizard over here. Another zombie over there. And that's the male version. Okay. So let's have a chat with Byron. I'm probably going to get his journal thing. Hey, Byron. You see a well-dressed, middle-aged man. He seems to be scanning the crowd with a practiced eye. He notices you approach and gives you a quick once-over. Greetings. He smiles at you and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I am Byron Pickett, moneylender. May I help you? A moneylender? He nods again. Yes, I cater to the needs of merchants. Want to start a business, keep one afloat that's down on its luck, or perhaps expand a business? In any case, you come to me for the funds. He looks you up and down. I doubt that you are a merchant, sir, so what can I do for you? Well, I have some questions. He sighs. Very well, make it quick. So what is this place? If you mean the ward in general, it is called the Lower Ward. If you mean this particular locale, it is the open air market. Tell me about the Lower Ward. It is the home of the common people. Look about you and you will see all that there is to see. Nothing of any interest. Then why are you here? The one thing these mindless sods are good for is spending their money. It gives them the feeling that they are actually accomplishing something with their otherwise meaningless lives. He pauses and looks at you with disdain. That's a very bleak and cynical... I can't say it's completely wrong, I'm not saying that. But it's a very bleak and cynical take on consumerism as a whole. But yeah. Go on. He shrugs. Where there is money, you will also find merchants and thieves. I help provide the merchants needed to relieve them, he gestures about, of their hard-earned coin. He smiles at you. So you mentioned thieves. Who helps provide them? Not I, he gives you a calculating look and smiles. Why do you ask? I'm looking for some training.
Updated my journal.
He laughs and looks around. Really now? Well, that's not the kind of thing you should admit to just anyone. He studies you while he thinks. As I said, I have nothing to do with thieves. Perhaps you should talk to Lenny. He can usually be found south and east of the market. He pauses a moment. Tell him I sent you. Okay. Tell me about the open air market. He gestures at the building behind him. An excellent market that caters to just about every need. He pauses to think for a moment before continuing. Nothing exotic is available. These sods cannot afford such items, but a good market nonetheless. Oh, can I ask about the place again? Okay. Yeah, I want to talk to you about Trist. Ah, Trist. He frowns and looks away. After a moment, he looks at you and raises his eyebrows. What about her? I'm trying to find a missing document for her. He sighs and shakes his head. There is no missing document. That was a ruse instigated by Trist to cast doubt on her debt. This matter has been thoroughly investigated by the Mercy Killers, and they found no evidence of any such document. The Mercy Killers? Yes, a faction of fanatics dedicated to uncovering the truth in criminal cases and handing out justice. They are often used as investigators by the courts of Sigil. They're quite thorough, and they found nothing. He glares at you. Yeah, they could have missed something. That is a possibility, but not likely. You obviously are not familiar with the Mercy Killers or their methods for you to make such a statement. If they could not find a document, then it does not exist. He looks at you angrily. Well, someone could have stolen the document and then destroyed it. That way the loan would be paid twice.
Updated my journal.
For a moment he looks as if he's about to be furious with you, and then a gloating smile crosses his face. What a terrible thought. Pity there is no proof of any such activity. He continues to smile at you. Yes, a pity. So tell me, why have Trist sold into slavery? Couldn't she pay you your money in the form of a loan? Yes, she could. And I did make the offer to her. He looks at you sternly. However, she turned me down. I don't allow second chances. No one turns me down without suffering the consequences. No one! I wonder if that has something to do with the motivations there behind the whole thing. I have some other questions. No, I have had enough of you to last a lifetime. I will answer no more of your questions. Now bite it, sod. And he turns away from you. But I want money! Oh, no, apparently I can ask more questions. So I'm trying to find her missing document. So this goes back. Yeah, so I think I asked everything already. So let's continue. Let's go down south and east from the market. I don't actually know where that would be. The coffin maker. Yeah, we haven't been there, have we? Oh, that's Lenny. Maybe that's why I remember him. Well, also because Lenny is a common name in a lot of games that I play. Let's have a chat with him. You see Lenny. He gives you a mock smile as you approach. Hello again, Burke. To what do I owe this pleasure? I don't remember his voice from before, so I do apologize. I need to form like an encryption method so I remember, like, I have only 5 or 6 voices at most. I don't even have voices, that's the problem. That starts with all that. But I need to, like, numerically apply my voices, or like say number 1, 2, and 3 are this number, you know what I mean? And then based on their names, I would apply for this one, for example, number 5, or some other, like, the letter means something, or I don't know. Anyway, so that way I always remember what voice is each, but it doesn't really matter. So I have talked to this guy already. What if I told you Byron Pickett sent me? He stops smiling and examines you for a while. His eyes linger on your scars, and he swallows slightly. After a moment, a frown settles on his face, and he appears to be nervous. Pickett sent you? Why? He said you could answer some questions. What questions? You notice he looks rather tense. What can you tell me about this ward? Let's throw him off the scent right there. I think that might be a better thing. He looks around and shrugs. This is the lower ward, home to the common people. Life here isn't as desperate as it is in the Hive, but not as good as it is in the clerk's ward. He looks around again. Other than that, there's not much to be said. What can you tell me about the Hive, I should say. He shakes his head and smiles. I guess you would call it the slums of Sigil. Lots of poor sods there with no place to go other than the dead book. Nothing else to say about it, really. What about the clerk's ward? Ah, the name says it all, Burke. Clerks, clerks, and more clerks. If you want to push some papers around, or have papers pushed at you, it's the place to go. Nothing else to say about it. Okay. I want to ask you about the papers you stole from Trist. He swallows hard and stares at you. You notice his muscles tense, and it looks like he is ready to run. He puts one hand on his hip, and in a nonchalant manner, but you can tell he's wound tight as a spring. I don't know what you're talking about, Burke. You'd best be off. You know what I'm talking about, Lenny. Byron had you steal some papers from Trist. I'm here to collect them. He swallows hard, and the corner of one eye starts to twitch. He glances at the scars that cover your body, then tries to meet your gaze, but cannot. Collect them! I destroy the papers after I nicked them, just like Byron told me to. He finally meets your gaze. Really? Then why are you so nervous, Lenny? Let me guess. Byron thinks you destroyed the papers, but maybe you didn't. Maybe you kept them. A little blackmail material, perhaps. Oh, that's really smart, actually. I mean, we can ask these questions, I think, because of our intelligence. But that's a really good turn of events right there. He stares at you for a moment, just for a moment, then suddenly turns to run. I'm not gonna be able to grab him, but I'm gonna try to grab him. Just as he starts to run, you lean forward to grab him. He definitely steps out of your reach and begins to sidestep you. Seeing your quarry about to escape, you make another, more desperate lunge at him. You fail to grab him, but you do manage to bump into him hard, knocking him off balance. Your efforts foil his escape. Alright, I didn't destroy them. I'll give them to you. Just let me go. Why did you keep them, Lenny? Blackmail, I assume? He snorts and gives you a defiant look. I was considering not asking that question, actually. I kept them so I could turn Stag on your boss Pickett and keep Trist off the block. And she oh. Turn Stag? I don't know what that means, but it looks like he's not... Why? Blackmail my arse, he says. Turn Stag. Yes, turn Stag. He looks at you for a moment until he realizes you don't know what he means. It means I was going to turn him in, betray him to the Harmonium. Why turn Stag on him? He looks at you with some pride. I may be a thief, but I do have some standards. I won't kill some poor sod, and I won't do that. I won't do what Pickett did to Trist and her husband. Oh, he killed her? He killed her. What? He shakes his head and looks away. I told your boss that what he was doing was wrong, and he laughed at me. Yeah, by the way, Pickett is not my boss. Yeah, he stares at you in disbelief. You serious? I thought, but you said... He watches you closely for a moment and then laughs. Then you gave me the pill so I'd spill the chant to you. He shakes his head and looks at you with respect. Good job, Cutter. Yeah, let's go get the papers, Lenny. He shakes his head sadly. We can't. They're in the warehouse and they're not open for business right now. Rumor has it there's some sort of management change going on, but I don't know if that's true. In any case, I can't get the papers. He looks at you sheepishly. That's why I haven't helped Trist myself, Cutter. I can't get the sodding papers. I'll look into this and get the papers myself then. He smiles at you. Go to the warehouse and tell the clerk I am here for a loan, and he'll give you Trist's papers. If you then tell him I gave Pickett the laugh, he'll give you a bonus. What bonus? He laughs. Evidence, Cutter. It'll take Pickett off the street for a long time if you give it to the right person. And he thinks for a moment. If there's someone in the Harmonium you think you can trust, give it to them. All right. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
So this is a brilliant turn of events. I do need to go to the warehouse, which is over there, so that's great. This is a brilliant turn of events. I really was not expecting that. This is how you design a proper free this lady from oppression quest. You think that guy's a bad guy. You make it possible for you to kill him or to never even know he was a good guy. And I don't actually know why I really was considering not saying that other line because I think that was the decisive moment. What? The chimney? Don't worry about the chimney. Let's go in here. So I don't remember the lines, but I guess we'll figure it out. Don't you worry. So I have the Vault of the Ninth World. That's the name of this thing over here. Actually, let's look at the journal again and see if we have any new NPCs. So we had Lenny, but Lenny didn't appear over here. Okay. Well, Lenny's not here. Fine. Let's have a chat with Vault of the Ninth World. Welcome to the Vault of the Ninth World. How may I serve you on this fine day, Sigillian? What is this place? The Vault of the Ninth World is pleased to serve as a warehouse for the lower ward and all the sentient of Sigil. Our motto is, when one world just isn't big enough! Exclamation mark. We provide storage space for those that have little to spare. Our prices are competitive, our service exemplary, and our courtesy to customers is known throughout the plains. What are you? I am the voice of the Vault of the Ninth World. I am here to serve you, the customer. Instruct me in what you desire. Why is this place called the Vault of the Ninth World? Frankly, I have no idea. I think the owner just thought that it would be a clever name or something. Okay. Is this place really as big as a world? No, it's just a marketing exaggeration. There's a lot of space here, but not that much. Okay, fair, but I guess I want to claim something? And what was it you were looking for, exactly? I was told to tell you that I gave Pickett the laugh. I certainly hope so, sir, whatever that means. I'm just a big dumb rock head. Here are your papers, sir, and here, thank you. What can I do for you? Answer a few more questions, I guess. I want to claim something else. I was looking for a large bag of coins. We have a bag of coins like the one you described, sir. I'll just need to find out one thing from you. How much was in it? How is this right? Somehow, I guess this feels right. 1123 coins. Here you go, sir. Thank you for thanks for storing your goods at the Vault of Ninth World. Can I get something else? Can I get you something else? No, thanks. I think that's that. Farewell. We at the Vault of the Ninth World value your business. Please return. Yeah, I'll bet. Okay, so that was really good. We got a bunch of money, and for some reason, and we got the papers, the loan document right there. This document shows that Trist's loan from Byron Pickett was paid in full. Then this is the evidence. This is a scroll listing the criminal activities of Byron Pickett. So I think the point there was to say that two things in the same line rather than one line and then another line, because I did get that impression. Let's see, a strangely shaped container with secure binding sealing it. What could be in it? These crates are made of very sturdy stock. They must contain heavy items. Although these crates are stacked in an haphazard fashion, they all appear to sequentially numbered in a sequence. These crates are made of very sturdy stock, and that's more thing, and strangely, what could be in it? Just we have a bunch of stuff, and we have Otis, Lena, Conal, and that's that. Can I go around? Yes, I can. Well, let's talk to them in the next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Planescape Torment. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next, well, actually, just like the video if you enjoyed it. The next episode is going to come out tomorrow, but if you're not watching this on the day of release, then you probably have a link over here already for you to just click and go and watch next episode. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye!